Hey guys, this is Martin and I am the Hungarian ambassador of OPPO. And in this review, I'm going to take a look at the ColorOS 2.0 running on top of the Find 7a. So as you can see, the ColorOS 2.0 is built on top of Android 4.3. There's going to be an update coming to ColorOS 2.0 in about a month or so. There's no real release date yet, but it is expected to come pretty soon. But even until then, this is a beta software, so this is not what your phone comes with. Your phone would come with ColorOS 1.2, also built on top of Android 4.3, and it would be a more stable, more reliable version, whereas this one is kind of experimental. So it's experimental because it's new, and this is probably where ColorOS is headed. So OPPO is going to slowly shut down 1.2 development and then move over to 2.0. So since this is the more relevant version for the future of the phone, I decided to give this one the review and not the 1.2 one. So without any further ado, let's start this thing by turning the screen off. So you can turn your screen on by double tap to wake up, just like you could on an LG, and then you can unlock like that. You can also, as what I just did, you can make your phone go to sleep again by double tapping the home button there. So you can also use one of the many off-screen gestures. Some of them are customizable, some of them are preset. Like this is a preset one. I really enjoyed this one. Instead of having to open up my phone and write in my passcode, having to find my torch in the dark. Or you can use, for example, a circle for camera. So that circle opens up your camera right there. And then you can also control your music playback by 2 fingers up or down. And then you can skip songs. And then you can skip backwards. And if you're done with music playback, you can also hit pause, basically. So that is pretty cool, I guess. And then let's open the phone up. Oh, and by the way, you can also add custom animations or gestures. So for example, I have entered M for Maps, which right now doesn't want to demonstrate. There you go, M for Maps. And that opens up my Google Maps straight without even unlocking my phone. So once we're in here, you should see that this is a well, rather special looking UI, so not very stock-like. So as you can see, most of the applications have been redrawn, and actually if you go into the applications themselves, they look very different from stock as well. I think they look quite nice, but definitely not stock. And then you also have the notification center, which is very different, and well, a ton of other things that have been changed. So one of the things that have been added is the exclusive spaces. I really enjoy, for example, this music player. I think it's quite elegant. You can skip songs like that, and then I think it looks just nice overall. And go to settings and check out some of the more special things that you can find in the phone. So there's one called activate the camera with multi-finger. So apparently what this does is you take 3 fingers and then you pinch open or close, both directions work, to open the camera from anywhere in the UI. So that's pretty useful if you're doing something and you don't want to wait for it to load. You just do one motion and there you go. The other thing that I can demonstrate is, for example, adjusting the volume level with 2 fingers. So that's pretty cool. Thereby we've practically eliminated the need for both hardware buttons if we don't want to use them, obviously. And another thing which I very much like is the multi-finger screenshot, and the way it deals with screenshots. You can obviously also do the screenshot using the physical buttons, but let's just take a look at this first. You can already from this menu, you can I don't know, for example, crop it, and then wait, I have to choose something. I can draw a circle and then there you go, or I can undo it. So that's for people like me who for example, we uh, test the phone, and there's a lot of stuff we have to report, like glitches and so on, and bad translations and so on. So for us, these things are very cool. You can then cancel or save or share or do a multitude of things with it. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. And then last but not least, let me demonstrate to you how you can customize this phone without even rooting it or applying another launcher. So there's one thing called themes. Uh, Now, as I know, most people, or at least most Android enthusiasts, are quite in love with the look of stock Android. So by applying a so-called Jelly Bean theme, this is pre-installed, you can change the icon pack and make your phone look a bit more stock. As you can see, some of the icons have been changed, some of them have stayed the same. But there you go. That's one option, and probably much more visually interesting, or I don't know how to put it. So there's a bigger change if you apply some of the more cartoonish ones. So I demonstrated one that I think shows very much what I wanted to say. So if you have a lollipop day, if you feel like lollipop on a given Wednesday or Thursday or whatever, you can turn your phone into a lollipop. So there is a theme store. Uh, there are online themes and offline themes, and my network connection is pretty bad, so I don't know how quickly they're going to load. But oh yeah, there you go. My Wi-Fi just disconnected. But in theory, you have a lot of I don't know, a couple of thousand themes at least that you can apply to your phone. So, if you want to make it look different, this is a very easy phone to achieve that with. Uh, I have to say, I still prefer a stock Android look over this, but this is a very friendly, very responsive UI. It it is not dragged down by OPPO's additions too much, so this is a very snappy experience. Everything loads very quickly, so you can't really complain about that. Uh, and all right, one thing that I forgot to mention is that in the multitasking screen, which looks a lot like an iPhone or a Windows phone, you can so there's a lock application. I think this is pretty cool. So you can lock applications by swiping them down. So this way they don't get closed out of when Android would close them otherwise for freeing up RAM or whatever. And even if you hit the close all buttons, all the applications that have been locked, they stay in the RAM. So that way you can avoid having to, I don't know, reload a website or anything like that. So, so much about that. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of the most unique and interesting and kind of useful features of ColorOS 2.0. And my full review is coming up. I decided to pop this video out of it because it was just getting too long, and I wanted to give this ColorOS a bit more time. And if you're interested in that video, subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Google+. I have a Facebook page. Everything is in the description below. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.